that on. All right, guys, good morning. Hello, hello. It's Joanne. How are you guys all doing today? Hang on, let me do some housekeeping, like I always say, all the time. Customization. We got to put it on subscriber only mode. Save. Yes. Okay, go back to the details. Do this, do this. Make sure I got it in the right thing. Strange conversations. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Save. Perfect. Go here and let's pull it up. How is everybody? It's Joanne. How are you doing? It is Tuesday. It is podcast day. How is everybody today? You guys having a good one? I know I am. Din, how are you? Good morning. Good morning, Dave Jeffrey. Yo. Oh, I gotta turn down. Wait. We don't want no sound. Get to the top chat, live chat, skip the... I'm even skipping my commercials. There we go. Roses in bloom. Dave Jeffrey, how are you? Good morning. Morning. You're gonna need a bigger boat. We need a bigger boat. I think so. Straight hair day. We're gonna go with the straight hair and see how it goes. Hi, Stevie. It's Joe swimming. Guys, I know it's podcast day, but first, let's just talk about something that happened last night. Joe had to fly to Texas, folks. I gotta clean my glasses. So Joe had to fly to Texas. So he's there all week. Okay. So he's there all week. Put the glasses back on. I don't know. I still got a spot. Whatever. We're dealing with it. Okay. So he's going to be there all week, but he was supposed to leave like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon from Newark Airport. Hi, Paul. Morning to all. It's 98 degrees in South Carolina. Pool time. Love the show. Thank you so much. Hi, Nick Johnson. Good for you. You guys, everybody, I want you guys to do me a favor and congratulate Nick Johnson. He is now a fully monetized YouTube channel. That is not nothing. That is a lot just for people to become monetized on YouTube. Whew, what they make you go through to be fully monetized is a lot. So congrats to Nick and stuff. Nick does a lot of different streams. You guys can check him out. I know he was just up in Maine a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, Christopher Dotson, good to see you. But yeah, Joe didn't actually leave. His flight was supposed to be at like 3. He didn't leave till like 9:30. He was literally at the airport like around 12:30. Hi, Adriana. Alaskan Care, how you doing, sis? Hi, RJ from Colorado. Yeah, he was there for a long time, like 9.5 hours at the airport. Whoa. And first it was mechanical issues, and then it turned into weather delays, and then he told me that he was waiting, but there were 29 flights in front of him. Hi, Torkel. Robert's live streaming. Good to see you. Our conversation today, I came up with it this morning because, and actually I think it's kind of interesting. The reason why Nick is fully monetized YouTube is because he does 7 or 8 hours. Well, no, listen, you do what you got to do. It doesn't make a difference if you do in a 7-8 hour live stream. Somebody has to watch it. That's the truth. You got to put the work in. Hey, Stacks12, how are you? Summer airport's been a mess. Listen, this is one of the reasons why I don't like to fly. For real, it's a damn mess. Hi, Lisa UK. How are you? So anyway, yeah, he spent a long time at the airport, but I felt bad for him. I was in constant contact, and I was like, oh, Joe, please make sure you get something to eat. They had him board, and then he sat there for an hour. Then they had him deboard, and then he was like wandering around the airport, and then they finally had him reboard. It was a mess. I'm so happy for you. I love the drama TV and will never be the same when I play. I can't wait to see it. If you were on Big Brother. I'm going to have to actually watch it now. I used to watch it a long, long time ago, but I haven't in so long, so now I have to. So true, you can't just say, exactly, Dave. Dave, you do some great stuff too. Hi, Miss Frog, good morning. Trustville, Alabama. How is the weather out in Alabama? I was wondering if he was updating you and driving you. He has been, I know, 29 flights were in front of him. And he told me this at had to be like 9:30, 10. I don't know what time it was, but it was really late. And he had 3 hot dogs and 4 coffees. He probably had more than that. Hi, Darlene. And Christopher, we never shame any other YouTubers. I don't care if you like them or not, but that's not what we do. You know what I mean? A lot of people like actually to watch sleep streams. It's a thing. Check it out. But anyway, maybe it would have been quicker if he had walked. I swear to God, sometimes you just really... Airports, that's going to be another strange conversations. But today we are talking about hobbies. Now I know you're guys like, what? What the hell is she talking about? I was just thinking about all the different hobbies, things that I have done. And I'm going to tell you, I've done a lot of them. And don't ask me why we do them. You know, part of the thing is like, why are we doing hobbies? What is the point of us doing hobbies and stuff like that? Do you guys have hobbies? I mean, is there something that you've always done, or are you like one of those people that flit from hobby to hobby to hobby? I'm kind of a flitter. I flitter and flutter, swear, from all different kinds of things. I don't know why. It's like whatever grabs my attention. I don't have ADD, but I think, yeah, Karen, Alaskan Care, I like to learn something new all the time. So do I. If something just catches my eye and I'm like, wow, that's really popular here. And it kind of got me started because of, you guys know, wait, hang on, wait a minute. Mahjong. I don't even know if I can open it. This thing is a beast. I got the Mahjong set. Okay, this thing is heavy, guys. Mahjong ain't no joke. But good news, you got some free hot dogs yesterday. Well, that's awesome. I love collecting vinyl from the 60s and 70s. See, that's really cool. I think people who collect vinyl, I don't know why, but I actually think that's super cool. Yeah, Alaskan Care, she loves to do hand carving, leather work, woodworking, paracord, D&D, and video games. See, like everybody has their hobbies and stuff. Mine, I always like to learn new things. I like to create something, and I will be all over the board, for real. He probably didn't get it. He probably didn't get to his hotel till like 12:30. Swear to God. Hi, Xavier. And Robert Kosinski collects CDs, cassettes, cassette decks, old stereo equipment. See, that's kind of cool too. Like the old, like audio files. I think that's what you guys call yourself, audio files. Do you think I have a chance? You never know, Paul. Anybody can win that money. Anybody can win that money. You just got to know how to play the game. I always wanted to be on a reality TV show, but now not so much. I mean, we literally did send in an audition tape for Amazing Race. I don't even have that possibly even on. I don't know. Maybe I do. I love to put away toys and vacuum the house. Is that your hobby? Sex? Oh, you got to be honest. I know. You like watching sports. That's good, Ange. I do. I like to try new different things. So things that are currently I guess you could call hobbies. Delta's been canceling flights. I hate flying. I know I used to love it, and now it's just, my hair's got so many flyaways. I don't know. Yes, I would be so excited to see you guys in Amazing Race. Dint and I would be cheering you on. We would be a hot ass mess. I think now if Joe and I did Amazing Race, it would be quite interesting. Yeah, is Stevie B's like Sanford and Son? And you collect everything. Well, hobbies can be collecting, hobbies can be crafting, creating, hobbies can be like all that kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy. Like things I do now, like right now, my big one that I'm really into and I'm really interested in is Mahjong. And one of the things I was really intrigued by it because I live in New York, Chinatown, like one of the biggest Chinatowns here. And there's a lot of, Mahjong has like a lot of roots here in New York. Like a lot of people do it. Like it's a major thing. If you go down to Chinatown and you go to that park, it's like I always call it the casino. Like that park is the casino. Because you see people playing cards, you see them playing Mahjong, you see wads of cash. And I'm not talking like a little wad. I'm talking a wad. And those aren't ones. Those aren't singles. Ange said you would be filled for me. A lot of flights are canceled. Let me see. You guys will last forever because you make a great television hit. I don't even know. I don't know. They change it all. They want people that are athletic and built. Yo, you guys need to have an actual back to the reality of Amazing Race, like real people. You know, could you just just watch this. This is enough of The Amazing Race right here, for real. But yeah, there's just a lot. And I want to be able to play that game. I've always been intrigued by the way it is. I never understood it. Now that I know kind of the play, like just rudimentary, basic, I'm even more intrigued. And I love the tiles. I love the tiles. Hi, Isaac. How are you? Xavier, good to see you. And Columbus Park, is that what it's called? I couldn't remember the name of it. But you go down there, whoa, man, that's some craziness. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Of course, other things I do is like the walking. Is it back? Okay, now it's back. I don't know why it does that. Joe probably would have gotten to his destination drive. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, if it goes out, it's because the heat or something. YouTube, another, it's not like a hobby. Actually, YouTube is kind of morphed into more of a job, but I love it. Did you just say you learned Mahjong because it is a form of gambling? No, I learned it because I honestly have always been intrigued by the game, but I'm a very tactile person. And when things just look at these tiles, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to touch them. And I love the sound that they make when they shift, when you have to like mix them. To me, it's everything about that. And it's a strategy game, and it's an old game and stuff. And there's so many different forms. It sounds better. I don't know what it was doing. It could have been just wonking out. Who knows? I don't know. YouTube likes to be wonky. Also, things that I collect like, pin backs, buttons, things like along those lines, stuff like that. The clack is the fun. Yeah, it's like the clack, But yeah, those are the kind of things I collect. I did start getting a little bit more vinyl because things that you forget, a lot of it has to do with nostalgia, I think, for people. Oh, you should give it a try. Give what a try. There is a Mahjong TikTok ASMR live that keeps coming. Are you serious? Yeah, collecting pins and magnets. People like to collect things. If I win, we will have a party in New York, party time. Oh, damn. Paul, I'm down. But, yeah, so I started collecting some vinyl. I'm not heavy into it. I don't know all the differences between different, this is this class of record, or I don't go that deep. Like some people, huge into music, and they're major audiophiles. I think that's what they're called. Like Mr. Metalhead, he's one of those people. Massive, massive collection, which is amazing. And yeah, vinyl does have a specific sound, which for people like me, it brings us back to when we were younger and stuff, and we kind of connect to that. And it's going to last forever. Well, it'll last as long as it doesn't warp. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Digital is good, but it sounds like too clean, if that makes any sense. I feel like digital sounds extremely clean. Remember when they came out with CDs? And nobody wanted, there was CDs, and then there was, first you had the little tapes and the cassette tapes. And the cassette tapes, it was like you're always rewinding, and if it got torn up, you're just like, oh my God, it's trashed. God forbid. I remember having to fish out, I don't know how many freaking cassette tapes out of my cassette deck in my car. You have Sirius XM and YouTube Music. YouTube Music is much better quality. I have no idea the difference between them all. Yeah, there's like a scratchy sound in the beginning. Something about it is beautiful. It's kind of like a form of ASMR, I guess, that we're listening to it, and it does something, just like I like the clack of the Mahjong tiles. Things that I have done, and I kind of might still do as a hobby. You guys tell me what your hobbies are, because I think this is a super interesting conversation. Crochet. I will do pick up crochet every so often. And the reason is I tried to do knitting, and knitting takes too long. If you don't know me, I have like a thing of, I like hobbies, but I like to see a beginning, a middle, and an end. For me with knitting, it took too long at the beginning and the middle, and I never got to an end. That's what I felt like. I love when scary movies use vinyl records and that scratch. It's so eerie. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, it feels real, right? It feels more real. And so anyway, back to the knitting. I just couldn't, I like the idea of it, but it was too complicated. And the 2 needles and the whole thing, and my hands would cramp, and forget it. And you need a circly thing, and you need this, and you need I can't. Crochet is like, it goes fast. You can literally crochet a hat within an hour and a half, maybe. You like watching ambient YouTube on videos on YouTube, so do I. Adriana likes painting, both acrylic and oil. I've done very minor photography, scrapbooking. I've made jewelry boxes for fun. I know, I've got one from you guys and stuff. I like crafts. See, it's like something about creating, right? So you are more like a creator that likes to do, you like creative hobbies, that it's like a creative outlet. So yeah, so I went to crochet. My grandmother did it. She was amazing. She did knitting, like she did everything. My grandmother was like a person, and so was my grandfather on my mom's side. They were like such creatives, and I think that's where it comes from in me. Like, she would quilt, she would knit, she would crochet, she pick something. My grandfather, he could craft anything out of woodwork and whatever, and if you needed something, he would make it. You know, he was making, you know, bird feeders, spinners for the yards, things for humming, everything. Wildlife watching and photography. That's a great one, RFD. That's a great one. I write fantasy. You do? Dave Jeffrey, you write fantasy and sci-fi fan fiction? That's super cool. That is so cool. I like to, Robert, you like to watch, okay, that's not a hobby. That's just, I don't know what that is. Christopher says he's been doing a lot of photography for the past 4 years. I even do photography on Instagram. One of my favorite parts about photography is capturing sunsets. Yeah. Right, Adriana? That's super cool. Torkel also loves photography and walking around, exploring, hence following you when out is so lovely. Oh, well, thank you, Torkel. Yeah, so I would do that. I even tried like weaving. That didn't work out. And it's funny because then you collect all this stuff that you did for this hobby that you were testing. Right? Adrian, that's a little uncomfortable. Robert, I read before I actually say it. I don't just read it out. You ridiculous. You see me go, ah. Yeah, the face. I can't. The other things, book clubs. Now, the funny thing is, I loved to read. Now, do I read now? No. I know you almost got me, Robert, but I used to love to read. I don't now, and I think my thing is I like to read an actual book. I have tried reading on my phone, on my iPad. I just don't like it. It's not the same thing. I think it's because I always equate something tactile, and reading a book is much more tactile. Oh my God, I tried cross stitch too, Sophia. It took you 5 years to finish. I can't, right? I can't with that. Yeah, I wanted to look nice, but then what am I gonna do? No, you know, cross stitch just didn't stick with me. I love the idea of it. I love buying all the little stuff and and you'd be like, oh, the thread's only, you know, what is the thread? It's like, what, 75? I don't even know what it is, but it's like, what, 75 cents or something? And you're like, that's really cheap until you have to buy 100 of them. You know what I mean? You got your Peacock movie back? I like sewing, but I can't get into anything else. Sewing, you sew. What are you sewing? It was nice when I finished, though. My attention span is too short, right? That's my problem, too, Sophia. Reading on screen is best on a Kindle, I think. Really? I think the whole thing is I don't know. I did have a hobby cooking, but today now it is wearing off. Wow. I joined a book club. I actually helped start a book club. And then I would be the person that they would choose these books, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to read that book. That's what I would say. I don't want to read that. Everybody would read the book, and then I'd be, did you read the book? No. You're the founder? Yes. You didn't read the book for the book club? No. I would just fake it. I would honestly fake reading the book. But, you know, I actually was in a bookstore this weekend because we needed to cool off on the way home from our 20-block walk back home after we walked like 40 blocks. And we ducked into Barnes & Noble. Yeah. I know it's like a major bookstore, and it's not like one of the little ones, but you know, the major ones usually have seats, which, by the way, they took out all the damn seats. There's like, what? The Barnes & Noble's is 3 damn stories tall, and I think there's only like 10 seats in the whole freaking bookstore. Barnes & Noble's, that's effed up. I'm just letting you know. Granted, like scrapbooking and reading. So I was in there. I didn't buy a book, but then I started thinking, I really want to buy a book. So now I have to start looking to find a book. And I have books here that I haven't even read. But now I want to buy another book because, you know, that book is probably better than all the books that I do have. I'm going to try to get back into reading because maybe it'll be better than me just scrolling endlessly. I don't know. You made a Minnesota Vikings Christmas stocking for your uncle and made a bluey blanket for... Oh, I love that. That's so cool. And the new book smell or the old book smell of the ones that have been sitting in the library. Yeah, I want to know how many people actually go to the library and still, you know, borrow books. I know you can. I know you can check them out online. I actually used to do it when I first moved here. I got a library card, which I don't even think you need that anymore. I think you just need ID. And then I would go and pick up books. But I haven't done it in forever, so maybe I'll try that again. I don't know. I've got to get rid of so many books when I have moved that I end up getting ebooks. Well, that was me. Like, we had bookshelves and bookshelves of books, but where the hell am I got books now I can't keep. I have all the Harry Potter books. I do have the complete works of William Shakespeare. I have, like, all that kind of stuff. Hi, little Dutchie, how are you? I don't know. Yeah, then you think about those books. Where the hell have those books been? Are they, I don't know. We've been living with the books for so long. What difference does it make? You know, so I tried doing that. I actually tried blogging, like blogging as in typing and making a blog in the hopes that somebody out there in the universe was going to read a blog. That was a fail. It was just me and my random things. I'm better at vlogging and talking than I am at writing because, stop it. You know what your strengths are. Work with those and stuff. Cycling. Yeah, tried to go bicycle. I'm like, I'm going to be a bicycle. We're going to cycle everywhere, and it's going to be great, and we're going to get fit and stuff. And we had bicycles. I had a Specialized bike, got rid of those. And then we bought, like, you know, like little touring bikes with the basket kind of thing and stuff. Bought those. We got rid of those when we moved here because God knows I'm not cycling anywhere here. That's not going to happen. You know, not going to happen. And plus, you know, whenever I would go biking, if we went really far, we actually tried, because we didn't want to put a bike rack on the back of the car because that's another investment, but we got the bikes, and so we'd stuff the bikes into the car and try to take them to the park. After the first hill, we were like, what the hell are we doing? That's us. Why are we doing this? Why are we torturing us? I like writing a love poem and watching live streaming. Well, awesome. Yeah, hobbies kind of can be like fads that are in and then they're out. Like people they go to those painting course things like the wine and paint places. You know, it's kind of crazy. Hi, Zambrano, how are you? Audiobooks are a game changer for me, but it's not the same, right, S. Fields? Yeah, Robert, yours are smoking and cigars and drinking beer, I guess. I don't know about the drinking the beer, but smoking cigars could be like a hobby, like you're a connoisseur of cigars. You have 200 1986 Garbage Pail Kid cards, maybe worth something. Isn't that funny, Stevie? Like how we collect stuff like that. Like people will collect things because some random thing back then became valuable now. And now everybody collects that. That happened with baseball cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, pick a card, I don't know, a bunch of different cards. Then people started making things that you would collect. I mean, remember all the precious moments? Now they're worth garbage. Remember all of the Beanie Babies? Absolutely worth nothing. Remember when people collect those and they'd act like, oh my God, the Princess Bear. The Princess Bear is worth blah, 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 blah. It was completely fake and how it was propped up. If you made money then, fabulous. I didn't. They were toys. You know, like people collect Matchbox cars. You could collect it. You could collect bread ties. I don't know. But people are going to try to make something out of it. You're taking an online certification course for hair extensions. Are you really, little Dutchie? That's kind of cool. Music, can't live without. Guess maybe more of a passion than a hobby. Well, that's still kind of like a hobby. Like you love music. I think that's kind of cool. Oh my, the beanie fad was crazy back in the day. It was. And then they had all the offshoots of the beanies. So then you had the beanie babies and then you had the beanie buddies. It was crazy. The room is getting a big group hug. Thank you, Karina. I love that. Hey, Sister Yosh. My mom has the Princess Diana bear. She has a lot, and I have a few Precious Moments, and the Precious Moments Bible was my first. Yes, and they had the cherished teddies. And then they had then it was like all of the miniatures, like this big, of those big statues that would be placed in and around certain cities. So in Minnesota, the statue was Charlie Brown. It was Snoopy's. So there would be Snoopy's all over the city, and then they would sell the miniature version. And then they have the ones that are actually miniature versions of the Statue of Liberty. I think I've shown them, like when I went to the Christmas store. They have all of that stuff. It's banana crazy and stuff. Darlene W., my fiance collects Yankees stuff. His basement is full of memorabilia. He even has autographed. That's kind of cool because it's kind of like spread out. Hi, Lila. How are you? Hi, Hope. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. You know, but like I said, book clubs, blogging, cycling, that went by. Gardening, I did try to do gardening and thought, I'm going to have a beautiful, beautiful garden when I lived, wherever we lived and had a house. Even before we even had a house, we were renting a house. You know, it's fine. It's just not me. I don't like digging in the dirt. My sister loves it. She thinks it's fabulous. She needs lots of land so she can, you know, grow a garden. And I think some people like to always be like, they hearken back to like what grandparents did. And my grandfather had a garden and he loved doing it. They always had stuff there. I think I liked going out there to pick the fruits of their labor than more of me doing any labor. I'll go out there and pick it, but don't make me grow it. Don't make me go out there and water. I don't want to weed anything. I don't want to deal with the bugs and stuff. I can't do it. I tried it. I tried planting rose bushes. I tried planting perennials. I didn't understand it. It was just too much. What is your pH balance of your soil? I don't know. It's dirt. Why do I have so much clay? Because that's where I live. I didn't know that. I thought you could plant whatever you wanted to and it would just grow. I didn't know if you lived in certain areas where your season was so much shorter, you really can't grow that. The only thing I could really grow were like herbs. You know, I could grow basil. I could grow seasonings. I had to get the Mega Planet of the Apes when they came out. It had to be the first to get it. Did you really, Paul? That's kind of funny. You do gardening for a hobby. See, that's cool, Karina. We have plants in the house. Thank God that we're able to still keep them alive. It takes 3 people to keep those things alive. I swear to God. You can grow a lot of things. Yeah, you can't grow a lot of things, Karen. Your season is so short. That was kind of like us in Minnesota. You'd almost have to start building yourself a greenhouse, like a raised bed that had like windows and props and this and that, and you get to start your plants in your basement or something like that, or in an enclosed little greenhouse that would have. What? No. We all think that we all can grow everything that was grown everywhere. I don't know. We all don't live in Kansas. We don't live in the middle of, you know, the country in the South. We don't. Everybody doesn't live in Georgia where it's warm all the time. That doesn't work. We don't live in California. I definitely can't grow an avocado, and I'm not going to spend the time doing it. I get you with keeping plants and herbs alive indoors, and it's a chore. It is a chore. And I actually realized that one of the things that most people do to their plants is overwater them. Like, you really don't have to water your plants for maybe over 2 weeks. They don't need that much water. They really don't. I've killed cacti so much. You think that everybody, like, when you go to the street fairs, there's always one guy selling bonsai plants. And I want them so bad. I know I will kill it. I will kill the bonsai. It will never become a full bonsai. It'll just be this like tiny little tree that dies sadly in my apartment. I can't take care of cactus for the laser printer radiator. What? The heat oh really? The heat saps them? See, that's the thing. We all think we can grow whatever is available at the store. because the store had it, we should be able to grow it. That is not true. That is so not true. You know, other things I used to try to do, and I can still do it, but was stuff that had to do with cooking. Now, I do like to cook. In the summer, it's too damn hot. It's too hot. I do like to prepare food. I think it just goes back to like my grandparents always cooked and stuff like that. I like it. And I am more of a cook and not I guess a chef or whatever. I'm not a person who has to, I don't like to follow recipes. I will. I do have the Julia Child set. I do follow her recipes and because her stuff is like, you follow it, it turns out like this. Many cookbooks are not like that. They go, take these ingredients, do this to them, and then you come out with it, and it's never right. She actually explains why you're doing it and stuff. That's the thing. You like recipes? I love Julia Child's recipes. I think she was like a major pioneer in that era, because like when you did her stuff, she actually had the recipe. She had the recipe for like, say, beef bourguignon. You would have to use certain kind of onions that were made a certain way, but that was a separate recipe. And then you'd have your mushrooms, but that was a separate recipe, and they would all get incorporated. A genius. Genius. Amazing. The food is amazing out of her cookbooks. And if it gets messed up, she was always like, so what, just eat it. It's still good. It's not that bad. Okay? But baking, I did it for a while. I was buying like massive cookie cutters. I was totally into Martha Stewart, and I loved buying the big copper cookie cutters that she would actually, if you guys, any of you guys remember Martha Stewart's book, you know, Living or whatever the hell it was called, they would always be talking about the big cookie cutters. And this person who sold them were out of Maine. I would get those. I had a lobster one, I had a lighthouse one, I had tons and tons of cookie cutters. I would make the sugar cookies, and then I would do like that special kind of royal icing to decorate them. I would get fancy cake pans so I could actually make, you know, like for Josh's birthday, we'd have a Thomas the Tank Engine cake. You know, oh, so it's Adriana, you're the opposite. You love to bake, but not cook. I suck at cooking no wonder. No, I don't think so. I think it's right. You know, Robert likes to eat. Joe likes to eat. Joe can cook, but he doesn't want to do it. He would rather feign ignorance. That's what he used to cook a lot more, but he doesn't anymore because we don't want to go there. You suck at baking. Cooking you enjoy. I feel like for me, cooking is all about knowing different flavor profiles. I love cooking ethnic food. That's another hobby I love. I love cooking ethnic food. From Indian, I would cook Egyptian. I totally would cook Egyptian. I love cooking Greek, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, all of that. Polish, German, stuff like, I love cooking. I always want to know how to use that kind of spice. Like in Mexican cooking, like I was always wondering, why do tacos taste like, it's the cumin. Nobody understands that you put that in there. Some of the stuff profiles are similar, and that once you understand it, you can then start mixing and melding and doing it on your own. Like, you know, if you need to add vinegar to something to balance out this flavor. I don't know. I like to cook. I really, really do. Oh my God. Yeah. Love Egyptian food. Egyptian food is so good. It is very good. And living here in New York is like a damn cook's dream, because you can get any ingredient you ever need, and it's usually not that far from your house. Whereas living in Minnesota and liking to cook, and you needed to try something new, it was very difficult in finding certain kinds of thing. Like, you could never find bacon in a certain form, or uncured this, or anything like that. Off and on, homemade brownies, love them. I do too. Yeah, if you ever think about it, like before, we would all use just brownie mix. I never knew what was in the brownie mix, but then once I saw a recipe for regular brownies, I'm like, what the hell am I using this mix for? Same thing with a cake. Oh yeah, there's quite a few Egyptian restaurants in New York. Spices are affordable and can turn an average ingredients into deliciousness. It can. It really, really can. Once you spices, some spices are going to be more expensive, but you don't use them in the same quantities. Like, you're not going to use like you don't use cumin in the same quantity that you use garlic. You know what I mean? You don't use like saffron in the same quantity that you use salt. It's all up there. They went to the Sweatbox. Yeah, remember that? We went to that Sweatbox Egyptian restaurant. That was a hot ass mess. Try finding any Karen. I don't even know. Alaskan Care. Your place way more. You'd have to have stuff shipped in, or if somebody's coming to visit you, like I don't know, maybe I'll be going to Alaska soon. She'd have to give me a list. My sis would have to give me a list of like, I would like this. I would literally have to bring in another suitcase just to bring the shit to her. Good morning, Ronnie C. How are you? Now you have to make brownies when we're done. I know. I do keto brownies. I will do a keto brownie. And I'm waiting for someone to start a channel that's just strictly keto making stuff that's easy. And I know there's a couple out there, but I want somebody to be able to talk and not just do the whole showing thing, you know. Adriana, for restaurants in NYC, I suggest asking Romachek. He's the best. He does have, he's been here for a long time and he knows a lot of the restaurants. He's a really good guide for that and stuff. But yes, baking, it's not really my thing. You know, canning. I did a whole thing of canning. I went through a whole time of canning. Like, I'm going to put up preserves. I'm going to put up tomatoes. I'm going to can. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to buy all the stuff I need. I'm going to buy, why do I have to grow the tomatoes? I'm going to buy bushels of tomatoes. Yo. Do I watch Bobby Flay? Not really. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I have been able to take a lot of recipes and make them keto just by experimenting and then thinking about it in a different way. But yeah, I tried my hand at actually canning. My sister came over, we went to the market. I had all the jars, the big pot, the sterilizer, everything. And we were gonna make tomato sauce and put them up like, you know, sauce, like marinara sauce. We did that. It took all damn day. It took all day. All day. It was insane. I was like, why am I doing this? I did the blueberries. Like, I've done blueberry jam. I used to do freezer jam for, you can do freezer jam for strawberries and stuff. And freezer jam is good, but it has a lot of sugar in it and stuff. You had a juicing era. Isn't that funny how we have these eras? I had a canning era. And everybody actually did like my blueberry jam and stuff. But, oh my God, you'd make your own beer. That's another hobby thing people get into. It's like all of a sudden you decide, I'm going to do it. It's going to be great. I'm going to save money. Who's saving money? I'm buying all these damn jars, and then I gotta buy the lids, and then I gotta buy the screws, and then I gotta buy the thing, and I gotta take the thing out of there because they're so damn hot. And then you gotta make sure you lay a towel down because you don't want to put the hot thing on a marble thing. You'll crack everything open. Oh my God. I don't know. Like all of a sudden we think we're pioneer people. Because there's a channel, it's called, I think, Pioneer Woman, and she's massive. And she would can all this stuff, but I don't understand. Hi, Steve D. Hey, Emily, how are you? Right? Many of your food preps and crafting experience may come. Exactly, it's true. It's just like, I think it has to do with us learning. And that's, like, I'm a person who's very inquisitive. I always want to know. I want to know more and stuff. Like, I know that I could do it if I wanted to. But, yeah, I have a juicer that I still have not used. I got it from the casino. Because, like, they give gifts if you gamble. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the juicer. But, yeah, I tried the whole thing of canning. My sister kept doing the canning for quite a while. But then she started adding weird flavor profiles into jam. And I'm like, why is there vanilla in my jam? That's not ice cream. Like, that's another thing. I'll start doing ice cream. I bought a NutriBullet, used it for about a month, haven't used it since. It's so crazy. We're going to save money. We're going to make our own juice. Just go buy the juice. Acre Homestead is a good channel for living off the land. I can't live off the land. I can't do it. Unless I actually really, really had to live off the land. There's no reason for me to live off the land. I live in New York City. I'm just going to live off, you know, whatever I need to. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But you know what? People like it for, Slurpees. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Actually, you know what? I did a whole chocolate stint. That was another thing, chocolate making, candy making. So I bought all the silicone molds, and especially when I started doing keto, I bought silicone molds to make keto-fied treats, like chocolate fat bombs. And they still work for that. They're great. I would take, really dark chocolate or regular chocolate, put the keto sugar in it, things like that. Put the peanut butter in it, that's just strict peanut butter, and I make little peanut butter and things for me. I did that, and it just got, for a while, it was like, okay. Joe would eat all of them. I would get like 3 pieces, and I would have made 24, and I would only get 3 pieces because other people in the apartment ate them all. They were good. Now they're like, why don't you make them? Well, I only got 3. You know what I mean? Yeah, we live off a lot in New York City. Yeah, plenty to live off that, even the food matters. New Quiet Place, Day 1 movie takes place in NYC. I know, Robert. I gotta see it. But I'm going to wait till it comes out. I'm not paying $20 to go see it. It's not necessary. But you know what I use those silicone molds now mostly for? Ice cubes. Because they make nice, big, fat ice cubes. For real. Oh, yeah, people make their own bread. A lot of people make their own bread. Like, that's a whole thing. Everybody, it goes like they're trends. Like you said, they're trends. So it'll be chocolate making, cake pop. Remember when cake pops turned into a whole damn trend? Everybody's crushing up cakes and making cake pops. Because they dip cake that's been turned into like crummy cake mixed with some kind of frosting, and then they would just dip that all in a chocolate, and then he'd be like, look what I made, cake pops. Okay, hey Desi Des, how are you? Yeah, and then I started thinking, okay, so why do we do all these things? Stress management. We're curious, we want to learn a new task, a skill, maybe it'll turn into something, you know what I mean? Like I did photography as a hobby, and then it actually did turn into something where I was doing photography for people, and then I was doing wedding photography and event photography and senior photo photography and all of that kind of photography. And then, I got curious because I was tired of waiting for my production team when I worked at a newspaper to finish doing ad work, like graphics. So you know what I did? I taught myself. I actually took courses and things like that. And I taught myself. Thanks, Steve. Do you like my glasses? Strange how it makes your ring light green instead of white. It does. Isn't that weird? But it's not distracting like the white would be. I know. It's kind of bizarre. I'm trying to keep it so it's not in the glasses. I wish I would have known that. I would have hired you to be my wedding photographer. Oh, God, I can't. I've done a lot of weddings and stuff. And it's always, like, I know it's a stressful day for the bride, but for a photographer, it's a lot of stress. And you can never shoot. I'm going to tell you guys right now, milk frother instead of a bullet. I use a milk frother for my cream in the morning. That's what I do. What did you say, Steve? Now I want to know because I'm intrigued. What did you say? I don't know where it is. I saw that. Steve. Okay, saw that. I didn't see it. But anyway, you got to have 2 people there for a wedding to shoot a wedding, no matter what. And you both got to be shooting that kiss at the altar when they're doing their vows. You both had better be doing it because you have to make sure you catch it. If you don't catch a moment at a wedding, oh my God, it's like the kiss of death. You cringe. Like the stress and the anxiety that gets built up and the possibility of missing a moment of when they toss the bouquet or something like that. It's a lot. The tiny frothers are phenomenal. Couple AA batteries and it's perfect. We making cappuccino like we a damn barista. Swear to God. But yeah, we do a lot of things like that. And I think it's also socialization. If you have like some kind of hobby that you do and like a book club, even though I failed at that, people love it. They meet friends. That's how I met people. Bird watching, I guess. My photographer said she gets some of the photos right up front and then she turns into a ninja photographer. You do. You turn into a ninja photographer because you got to duck, dodge, and get over everybody like that. You will be on Judge Judy. You'd be on Judge Judy if you missed it. I swear to God. I love Judge Judy, just so you know. Judge Judy is fabulous. I've learned everything from Judge Judy about the law. People are in a weird mood at weddings. It's crazy. So I don't do that anymore. Oh, for a drink blender. Really? But it won't crush ice. I got a frother and it has a special gift and it's amazing. I wouldn't have... I know. Like, I almost feel like I need to order another one just in case this one breaks. I start getting nervous because, like, what if it goes out? What am I going to do? Use the massive one? That's too big. It's overkill. You know, Joe bought the massive one that's actually a crusher and a blender. Joseph. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting. I'm so glad you guys shared all of your different hobbies. And you guys, you know, think about it. What do you do? What do you like to do? Do what makes you happy and stuff. And don't worry about trying. And YouTube forbade the company name in my post. Wow, I shortened it. That's so funny. I have an espresso frother and love it. You do? Really? He does. Those are spendy. But that's cool. I'm glad you have that. I just sit there and think, do it. Try it. What's it going to hurt? If it's a low investment, try it. If it's a high investment, but you got the funds, why not? It could be fun. It could be something that you never knew that you could be really good at. And it might be an avenue or a doorway in opening up some new venture. What if all of a sudden you decided you wanted to try your hand at candy making, and all of a sudden you find out you are amazing at it, and before you know it, you open up your own candy brand of keto chocolate. By the way, that's a hint. If anybody's good at making that, do some keto chocolate, keto candy. You know, without the maltitol, with just like regular stuff. I know it's possible. Do what makes me happy. I love mountain biking. Rode 16.66 miles last time. Hats off to you, Desi. Wow, that's amazing. I can't do that. My ass gets sore. How do you do that? I'm always wondering, how do people's ass not get sore? Is it just calloused? Is your ass, your butt bones? Like, that was my problem. Do you have a special seat? I'd be like, damn. Yes, I love eating. I like to eat. I like to taste food. I do like to cook, though. But yeah, do what makes you guys feel happy, you know? And drop me a note in the comments here. What is your favorite hobby? What's the one hobby that you tried and failed at phenomenally? Like, that to me is even funnier. Like, you do it. Like, what was the weirdest one you've ever done? Things like that. I want to know those because I can't be the only one who's tried certain things and failed utterly, thought that it was going to be fabulous and it was terrible, you know? I have padding on the saddle of my mountain bike. Oh my God, wow. Good for you, girl. My ass would still be sore, but do it. Do it. Tour de France, right? Tour de France. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast of Strange Conversations. We were talking about hobbies. What are the weird ones? What are the cool ones? What are the funniest ones? What are the biggest fails you've ever had? You guys, check me out tomorrow. I'll be back walking. Hopefully we don't have rain. I don't know. And Thursday night, still don't know what I'm doing for date night. Maybe Joe will phone in. Maybe it'll just be me and it'll be girl night. And it'll be date night with you guys and we'll be testing out rums. We'll figure it out. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys, if you're not subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I go live again. And I'll be talking to you later. Bye.